Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. Thank you for joining us, viewers. Straight to our update tonight. The Ministry of Education have stated that it has completed its 2025-2026 nationwide laptop distribution exercise to support students transitioning from the secondary entrance assessment, the SEA, into Form 1, and teachers through reaffirming government commitment to digital access and equitable learning opportunities. In a statement today, the ministry said it procured 18,000 laptops for distribution access to 154 secondary institutions. These institutions include 125 government and government-assisted schools in Trinidad, 9 schools in Tobago, 10 private institutions, and 10 junior life centers. A total of 17,487 students secured a placement in secondary schools, and the ministry distributed 17,188 laptops based on confirmed enrollment data submitted by receiving secondary schools. The variance largely represents students who repeating or opted to attend private secondary school. Trinidad and Tobago. The Chambers of Industry and Commerce is calling for greater collaboration with the government on matters affecting the private sector. President of the Chamber, Sanjay Chase, noted that while some engagement already exists, the Chamber is seeking stronger and more consistent involvement in issues that impact business and wider national community. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago.
Saying that there hasn't been collaboration. Our issue is that the extent of the collaboration, the involvement of the private sector in issues that affect the national community would have a negative impact on business. The collaboration has not been as effective or as structured as we'd like it to be. So the outcome that we're hoping to achieve is that we do have more engagement and more collaboration.
So viewers, the Simana Waterfront Workers Trade Union is accusing National Flour Mills, NFM, of stalling negotiation on two collective agreements nearly 2 years after a proposal was submitted. NFM SWWTU branch chairman Nazarene Haynes Davis, who led a protest outside the company in Port of Spain yesterday, said the union has faced repeated postponement and limited process despite submitting proposal in May 2024.
Well, we have been in negotiation mode for almost 2 years now, and every time we meet with the company, it's always a delay. We are thinking that it's a stall tactic because the company has put off the negotiations more than 9 times. We have only met 5. And this is over a year and probably 3/4 after doing the submissions for the collective agreement. So yeah, we want them to negotiate in good faith and start back the negotiations under seriousness.
So Transit, I have one question. Why are you stalling negotiations? Why? Now, this is something I don't understand. I don't understand this at all. The workers are getting a salary, yes. They are getting paid to do a job, yes. But it's the workers that are putting money into the company. So why is the company now, NFM, stalling to negotiate with workers that is putting money into the company? Why is this? Is this our next delay from the board? Approximately 300 employees are covered under the two bargaining unit. Haynes Davis said a key sticking point is the company's 3% wage proposal. Listen to this.
The collective agreement, I would say about 300 will fall under our collective bargaining unit. Yeah. The proposals were submitted in May of 2024. It has never moved, it is 3%.
So Trinidad and Tobago, 300 workers. 300 workers. And they don't want to sit down and talk. 2 years now. It's sad, you know? It's sad. She also pointed to NFM reported financial performance, claiming the company recorded approximately 42 million in profit last year and 37 million the year before. So in 2025, you would have gained $42 million, and in 2024, you would have gained $37 million. But you don't want to come and sit down now and talk to 300 workers. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. You're making profit into the millions. You have 300 workers making sure that your company make. Because they're coming out, they're sacrificing. And you're refusing to sit and talk with the very same workers that is working for the company that having unionized position. Now that's slackness. That is total slack. There's negligence, I call it. And this is where we are at with companies in Trinidad. Imagine that, eh? According to Haynes Davis, negotiations were deferred 3 times in January alone. She said previous explanation from the company cited board approval issue, describing the delay as unreasonable. She warned that the union is prepared to pursue other avenues under Industrial Relations Act if the impasse continues. Call to NFM CEO Ian Mitchell's cell phone went unanswered. Well, it's obvious. From the time you call any board, there is it, nobody wants to answer. Everybody want to eat a nice food and go home. And that's just it. It's sad, but it's really sad out there, you know. So switching gears now, Trinidad and Tobago, to the Transport Minister and the Civil Aviation, Eli Zakur, have stated that a sharp drop in ticketing should dispel the microconception that the government is using higher fines to raise revenue. Trinidad, I'll tell you something. Somehow or the other, this man getting tied up between persecution to citizens and raising funds. Somewhere along the line, he don't understand this. He said, instead of spike may expected fixed penalty ticket issue dropped sharply on a year-to-year comparison. Listen to this man. We will talk after.
Over 12,000 fixed penalty notices were given out in January 2025 and over 7,000 in 2026 January. So less tickets were given out.
As again, he continued to say, it is not it's not a cash grab. It's not to raise revenue. I don't know how you call it. Every time you increase a price on something, it's because you generate a revenue. I don't know when Eli went to school. Minister Zakur also reiterated that it was never intended as a cash grab. So what was the intention? If you add $1 to a product, what you did? You raise revenue. You raise profit. That is how I know it as an accountant. I have 2 financial companies running. So Zakur cannot come and tell me, oh Saieed, that is not revenue. How do you call it? Penalizing the citizens? The minister argued that since the implementation of the revised traffic fines, compliance is up, violations are down, and the number illustrated that the system is working. Listen to this man.
As I indicated, this was never a revenue exercise. If this works as intended, the government will collect less, and we saw it in January with 4,000 less tickets being issued. If you compare January 2025 to January 2026, road fatalities are down 44%. Regarding vehicle inspections, 27,000 persons inspected their vehicles in January 2025, close to 70,000 inspected in January of 2020.
So Trinidad and Tobago, under the former Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan, thousands of drivers were suspended. Thousands of drivers were suspended from driving. Good? Nice. Under Eli Zakur, who's a minister in the UNC administration, thousands of vehicles are off the road. You want to know why? I see it on a daily basis. And just how I am seeing it, police officers are seeing it, traffic wardens are seeing it, license officers are seeing it, and the citizens who travel the road daily are seeing it. Why? The choice is between 2 things. 2 things. Cost of living is high, and ticket fines have increased. So you have to weigh your option on your salary. Am I going to go out and get a ticket from a foolish police or a traffic warden or a license officer? Or I could park my vehicle home and travel, which will cost me cheaper. That is what the people are wearing. So when you hear Eli come out and say, well, violations are down and ticket prices are down, it's because let me tell you something, Eli. If there were 100,000 vehicles on the road, there are probably 40,000 vehicles on the road now. And I said this from the beginning. When you raise ticket fine from 1,000 to 2,000, what do you think is going to happen? People will hardly come out with their vehicle. There will be a price in drop in gas. There will be a price drop in maintenance. Don't you understand the math, Zachar? But then again, I don't expect you to. Because you saying raising the price of a ticket is not generating funds. So I don't know how you went to school with your maths. But me being an accountant and the president of Real Talk Credit Union and a director in Real Talk Financing who lending loans to Trinidad and Tobago, Zachar, I don't know what kind of math you're doing. I don't know what kind of math you're doing, and I don't want to get into your brain because apparently your number is different. Now, more updated data from the police service shows a year-on-year comparison as of February 10th, showing a 62% decrease in road fatalities. Listen to this, we're going to talk after.
And I received some stats just about an hour ago from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. For the same period, last year to now, road fatalities are down 62%.
Your ticket fine ain't stop an accident. The demerit point ain't stop an accident. You know what is stop an accident? A reduction of vehicles on the road. A reduction with vehicles on the road. Again, I would say, if there's 100,000 vehicles on the road in Trinidad and Tobago, now there are probably 40,000 vehicles on the road. It's sad to say, but this is the reality. This is the reality. Also, with Carnival just days away, the minister urged motorists to continue being responsible behind the wheel. Trinidad and Tobago, I have nothing again to say to this minister unless he brings something foolish to the public again. I have already told him what I had to tell him. The entire world is looking at this man as a minister of transport for Trinidad and Tobago, who increased ticket fines. Listen to me carefully. Increased ticket fines. And then coming out to tell the public it is not to generate revenue. Okay, let me use his term. Not to generate revenue, but to have less vehicle on the road. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Less vehicle on the road, less taxes for Trinidad and Tobago. It works hand in hand, you know. If 100,000 vehicles on the road from December, this is February. Let me say you have an average of 40,000 vehicles on the road. Tire would sell less. Gas will sell less. Oil and filter maintenance will be less. Mechanics will get less work. Zachar, do the maths. Do the maths. Accident down from 100,000 to 40,000. And you born hooray, accident done? Hey, I 60,000 less vehicle on the road. But at the end of the day, it's all to manage the country. If no revenue is generated, that's all your fault, not the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from the Minister of Planning, Economic and Affairs Development, Kennedy Saratan Singh, when we return.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
Minister of Planning, Economics Affairs and Development, Kennedy Saratan Singh, have revealed that the Board of Inland Revenue was severely understaffed when the current government first took office last April. The minister stated that weakness directly affected the country's ability to pay bills, enforce compliance, and stabilize its finance. Listen to this.
Board of Inland Revenue, when we came into government, had a 30 to 35% employee presence, and so it was decimated, and so we had not been collecting the kind of taxes that we should have been collecting. Then,
Caller, good night.
Hi, Mr. Saieed Ali.
Hi, good night.
Thank you for taking the call. So you see, they get through with not banning the dash cam as yet, but they're now putting something that you can record on your mobile device. I wonder what Philip Alexander going to do now. He got to sit down downstairs in the house in the toilet and broadcast. And what about all of them fellas and them when you run up to the general election who was broadcasting from the motor car? You see how this government, I don't know if you could call them Nimakaram or what, but how they just move, how they just turn on the people who just support them. So them will pay for that in time.
Correct.
Mr. Saieed, hear me now. Where's the boat that they say was coming from Tobago? The new old boat that they buy, the gallon pan, that they say was supposed to be the answer to all of Tobago cargo problems. Where that boat gone?
That boat disappeared.
But they had a chair the other day, and they drag it in and they carry Tobago, and he bounced something here, they wreck it and they carry Tobago, they say they fix it, and then he was coming down the road, I mean, what happened to it? He had us turn back and go, Kenna, if that was the PNM, Jolene John would have been running naked in front of the terminal in town. Oh God, you see what PNM does do? You see what PNM does do? Huh?
Good, you're good. Thank you so much. Trinidad and Tobago. Listen this, eh? The minister, he said the problem went deeper, noting that the entire category of essential tax enforcement staff simply did not exist. Listen to this.
in the BIR, there's an establishment position of about 60 tax officers. When we came in, there were none.
There were none. All right.
And field officers as well. Again, they had none. So those are things that we had to fill in order to get people to do some of the
regulatory work.
The regulatory, yes. Reviews and audits and so on. But statutory obligations, there is no excuse for not fulfilling any statutory obligation when it comes to NIS, taxes, or any other obligation.
And then listen to this one. Sir Ratan Singh insists that the government has not imposed blanket tax hikes.
At the end of the day, we have to bring places to the point where we are keeping current with where things are going, not just in terms of how much it costs to produce something, but also how these things can contribute to government's revenues without having to move to areas where everybody is taxed across the board. So I wouldn't say that we have increased. What I think we would have done is put some rationale and create a level playing field.
He noted that the government has found ways to do so without burdening the entire population. No, hold on, Director, hold on. No blanket tax increase. Trinidad and Tobago, increase in traffic fine, increase in bar license, increase in gambling, increase in alcoholics, beverages. I'll come say something again. Say something again. Now you had to pay inheritance tax. What Sir Ratan Singh said? They did not raise no what? No tax. They found other ways. So let me tell you something. As long as there's an increase to what citizens are paying, it is called a tax. It is called a tax. With the hike of environmental tax, who pays? Who pays it? Environmental tax went up. Who dumped tires? Tire shop. So tire shop now had to increase the price of tires. Why? Because they have to pay a fine now, extra. I'll come talk to man. I just wait for when these educated fellas and them, these geniuses and them to come out on platforms and make their statement, you know. As if Trinidad and Tobago is dummies. We, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, are dummies because of the fact that they are ministers, they are bright. What I fail to understand is that there are more educated people than them in the population of Trinidad and Tobago. Kola, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I just want to make a small contribution. These Calypsonians, they are enraged and say that Calypsos, express the views and the current affairs of the country, and whatever Calypsos sing is true. How is it under the PNM for 10 years with all this nonsense under the Kikrawi government? So much wickedness. How is it that was not telling the population the truth, sir? Is this Calypso kind of bias kind of thing, sir? How is it, they did not sing about that? And the second point, sir, we have elected and unelected members of parliament. Those who are elected as members of parliament, MPs, like we said, and then you have the independent senators. They if you want to say selected, but they are not elected. Now, the elected members, voted for what they call ZOSO. Now, I don't want to get much into it, but, everybody clamoring about crime, what the government is doing about it. The government decided to do something about it, and these people who was not elected by anybody at all, derail it. Who is it that they are representing? We need to look back at the system or reclassify that name independent, because really and truly they are not independent, sir, and they are derailing the progress of the government. And who is it suffering? It is not them who is suffering because they have money to pay, strict security and high-class security. It is the ordinary citizen. So I am calling that with the government, do something about this so-called. They should be selected on a different base, but not by the president. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, He noted that the government has found ways to do so without burdening its citizens or the entire population. Listen to this.
At the end of the day, what the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance have been at pains to do is to try to find ways in which everybody can contribute to the development of the economy and the burden not falling on only a few. Now, when it comes to things like alcohol and cigarette, what is called sin tax.
So what kind of taxes are those? Alcohol went up, cigarette went up, ticket fine went up. Look, cement is going up. Gas is going up by 70% soon. So what ways has the government found? What ways has the government found that it would not burden the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? Did they create jobs? Listen carefully. Did they create jobs that citizens will be employed, that more taxes would pay to the government? Did they do that? No, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They calculated how many vehicles it have in Trinidad. They calculated 100,000 vehicles, all right. A ticket going up from 1,000 to 2,000, all right. You got, if you're collecting $1 billion, you're collecting $2 billion now. So I want to ask, since we're talking about tax, I want to ask the Minister of Finance, presently, are we paying a loan of $33 million per month? I want to ask Tanku that. Are we, or is Trinidad, let me structure it different. Is Trinidad and Tobago paying a loan for $33 million a month until July? And I believe this is the starting of the loan. January was 33 million, February 33 million, January 33 million, February 33 million, March, April, May, June, July. $33 million each for 6 months until July. Then we will be able to have access to a certain amount of money. Am I talking the truth, Mr. Minister of Finance? So if I am telling you the truth, can you come out and enlighten the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago a little bit about it? Now, the reason why I am saying this is so that the citizens will understand the increase that they are facing today when the UNC administration came into power. Now, I want them to understand, Mr. Finance Minister Tanku, is that when you all picked up office April last year, Clungenberg asked present UNC administration, where are you all getting the fundings? By Clungenberg saying that, indicated to me, Saieed, who is an accountant, who is running 2 financial firms, it ring a bell to me that, wait. If Imbert is asking Tanku where they getting the money from, automatically, Imbert left the treasury broke. Automatically, it tells me that. Automatically. Because I'm running a financial institution, Real Talk Credit Union. Plus, I'm the director of Real Talk Financing, which we are open to the public to lend loan. So which means responsibility, expenditure, cutting expenditures, raising revenue, managing expense. I would know all about these things. Good? Nice. So I'm asking the Minister of Finance for UNC, David Jonathan, are we paying a $33 million a month for a loan that we do not have access to presently? This is all I'm asking. And I hope that from now to Carnival or from now to next week Friday, we would be enlightened a little about it. Just so that the nation would understand why the increases in taxes and why is the treasury broke. That is all I'm asking. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual, man. Very informative. And this present administration, if we had doubts about qualifying to be a politician in this country, this present administration prove it that you must be a notorious liar to be a politician in this country. When you hear Zakuru talking about all these taxes was not about generating revenue, you know, man, you get sick, you know. When you hear Saieed Singh talking, Saieed Singh is a reject, you know. He was rejected from a state agency in this country called the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force for wrongdoing. And Saieed Singh, you come in here to tell these citizens they must be taxed, and you finding ways to think. Saieed Singh, you go back to Barbados, eh? You I tell you. And Zakuru, you see that sign you all have in Chaguanas there? When UNC win, everybody win. Take that sign down from there. That is a distraction to the citizens of this country. You know when people run off the road looking at that sign when they see the picture because nobody wins. You all brought this country into disaster and destruction. So take that sign down and don't go there, bring any law to take away people's dash cam and recam and the phone and so on. You hear what I tell you, Zaku? So, Mr. Said, you keep up this great job you are doing, man. It has nobody in this country better than you right now and doing so much for this country to carry forward, you know. You have financial institutions back against the wall, you know, not the government, you know. As far as they're concerned, the citizens should get 0% on the interest. Look at the kind of interest you are giving people.
Correct.
Better the life with the interest you are giving people. So, Said, you keep up the great work, man. God will richly bless you and your family and staff, man. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, my friend. Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear about the government defend back pay as economic. Oh, God. Yes.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Kennedy Saratan Singh, have defended the government decision to pay outstanding back pay, saying the move will stimulate the economy and strengthen long-term growth. Listen this, eh? Listen this, eh? It will stimulate the country and strengthen long-term growth. Speaking at the national conventions on the impact of back pay promise on the microeconomy and at the University of the West Indies, he insisted that government back pay commitment are both morally justified and economical strategies. Listen to this.
This decision will stimulate aggregate demand and support a robust path to economic recovery. It will unleash a multiplier effect benefiting businesses, empowering communities, and fueling local growth. It will strengthen household savings and enable wiser, long-term investments that uplift families and spur entrepreneurship. At the heart of our plan is the government's revitalization blueprint and diversification thrust. This initiative will chart a clear path to broader prosperity by expanding the tax base, nurturing small and micro enterprises, and translating higher wages into higher productivity through the implementation of the ILO productivity ecosystem.
Back pay is a one-time payment, correct? And back pay is a one-time payment. A one-time payment is not an increase in salary. Back pay is a one-time payment. So I am asking myself, how could this one-time payment strengthen the economy and long-term growth? How? I had to be a real dunce head. Okay, good. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me break it down for you. PNM owes the people a back pay from 2020 to 2025. Good? Let me say each person 10,000. Nice. 2026, 2025, half of 2025, we have a new government. Based on a promise, they go pay wherever it is. You come into 2026 now, boom shot. You get your extra 10,000 now back pay in December 2025. Is that back pay going to be a long-term back pay? No. That back pay was made for a specific period of time. So when you get your money, your 10,000, it goes in the bank. Listen carefully, it goes in the bank. You was planning. You was planning for your back pay. Now, with the cost of everything, your back pay money seems like it just fell in a hole. So how is that going to strengthen our long-term growth? How? Tell me, Mr. Minister. Tell Trinidad and Tobago, how is this back pay going to strengthen our long-term growth? Call a good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I was switch from the program a little bit concerning an issue I have with the system. If you don't mind.
What system?
Okay, I bought a vehicle for $224,000 and went to court. My lawyer never said nothing more than good morning, your worship. No, your worship. And he dismissed the case, and I'm still having problems with the same vehicle was under warranty.
Okay, good. Let me ask you a few questions. You bought a vehicle for 200 and how much?
24,000.
224,000. Okay, good. Is the vehicle under warranty?
Yes, sir.
Did the company honor the warranty?
Say that again, is the company what?
Did the company honor their warranty?
No, sir.
So the vehicle is presently broken down.
I left the vehicle by them right now because within 8 months, one problem 5 times. And since the magistrate dismissed the case, which was November the 24th, I was to go back out and move the vehicle, and the vehicle come back with the same problem and more worse than before with extra problems.
Okay, so you bought a vehicle from a company in Trinidad, a car company. Good?
Yeah.
You had is the warranty still valid in the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. The warranty valid in the vehicle, Trinidad and Tobago. So
yes.
Something's wrong with the vehicle. You carry back to the company, they fix the problem. When you come back now, when the vehicle return back to you, you have the same problem again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So you decide it happened 1 or 2 times?
5 times.
5 times, the same problem?
Yeah.
Alright, good. So you decide to carry the company to court?
Yes, sir.
You went to court now. What became out of the resolution?
Well, as I say, all my lawyers say in the court is good morning, your worship. No, your worship. They cross-examined me for at least 45 minutes, and then the magistrate say make any decision and give
so at the end of it,
he gave judgment to the defendant and tell me that I have to give them time to try to fix the vehicle.
Okay, so the magistrate make a decision that you have to give the company time to fix the vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So how long this went on for?
Right. Well, since November 24th was the court case, I came back out to the vehicle December month. The 15th of January, I carried in the vehicle because a bearing shell out the right front wheel. And that same night, the same evening I collect the vehicle around 6:58, problems start all over again with the vehicle. The RPM racing is all kind of thing.
So technically, if you're saying some other problems occurred with the vehicle, which means the company sold you a defective vehicle, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
So
and I speak to the general manager on sales, and he tell me that they will not be exchanging no vehicle. I have no choice more than to take the vehicle and walk it, and I tell them I'm not taking something that I'm not feeling safe on the road with.
So they did not fix the problem?
No, I have all the documents. But every time I carry the vehicle, the problem, they're claiming that they're finding no code showing up, so therefore go ahead and work the vehicle. When you switch off the vehicle will reprogram itself, and it will work for a certain amount of mileage, and then the problem keep coming back, and the vehicle just keep getting worse every time the problem comes back.
My friend, are you paying a loan on the vehicle?
Yes, sir. I borrow money from Netco.
Okay, so you take a loan to buy this vehicle from a company under warranty, multiple reasons that the vehicle is not fit for the road, and let's just say you get mechanical problems. Good?
Yes, sir.
What is the name of the company?
Lifestyle Motor. The vehicle is Suzuki XL7. I start protesting on the highway Monday from 2 p.m. till 5:30, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Only today I didn't go.
My friend, I really don't know what to tell you again. So the judge told the defendant that you, being the owner of the vehicle, who paying a loan, give the company some time to try to rectify the problem.
Yeah.
And the manager of the company told you what?
They're not exchanging the vehicle.
Trinidad and Tobago, this is really, really sad. My friend, thank you so much for highlighting the matter.
Okay.
Hey, that real hard, you know. You buy a vehicle from a company, end up in problems with the vehicle under the company. warranty. And every time you carry back the vehicles, a different problem you get in. Now you're paying a loan, now you don't have a vehicle. Hey, watchman, Trinidad and Tobago. It's easy out there, you know. It's really not easy, you know. I'm going to say this, eh? Now, if I go down low, why them things don't happen to me, you know. I'm telling you, you know. You can't buy something from a company, paying a loan for hundreds of thousands, and on top of that, they don't want to honor the agreement. Let me tell you something. It didn't have no horse and stable there, you know. Trust what I'm telling all you. Trust what I'm telling all you. So, if any other people is having problems buying vehicle from this company, feel free to highlight the situation. Feel free. Now, I want to let you understand something. I am not bad talking either side. The gentleman called in, he had a problem, went to court, it didn't went in his favor, but the judge said the man have to give the company time to fix the vehicle. The manager said they're not refunding or they're not exchanging. So how long is this going to go on for when the guy has a loan to pay and cannot enjoy what he's paying for? These are the problems. These problems. National Flour Mill, 2 years now refusing to come and negotiate with their workers. And the workers are telling Trinidad and Tobago they are making millions. It's sad. It's sad. Now we let Trinidad and Tobago. Back to our story. We only say Ratan Singh, Minister of Finance. Now, I will say this, eh? The UNC administration campaigned on promises. Promises were broken to the citizen. It was broken to the citizen. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. We have ministers coming out now and saying, oh, we are not raising revenue, but you're increasing fines. How you call that? Trinidad and Tobago will look at that minister as a dummy. They would look at you and class you as an ex-PNM minister. It's sad, but this is the reality. This is the reality of things in Trinidad and Tobago. You have a call? Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I'm calling on the other caller there. Can he go to Consumer Affairs?
Well, let's hope he's watching the program tonight and take the advice. Consumer Affairs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, the Minister of Finance, he also argued that Back Pay Act as a targeted injection into the economy, especially in sectors where working class households spend more of their income. Listen to this.
From an economic standpoint, back pay represents a targeted injection into aggregated demand to stimulate economic activity. It will impact the possible macroeconomic impacts along the following themes: labor force participation rate, multiplier effect, savings and investments, influence on crime, and improvement in living standards.
I don't know why they're making fuss about the back pay. Back pay is a small sum of money, you know. With the snap of a finger, it's done, you know. We're done. You have a call? Call a good night. All right. So here is now Trinidad and Tobago. Marvin Gonzalez, former Minister of Public Utility, Marvin Gonzalez, have stated that Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar tore up the PNM transformation plan for WASA, claiming that it would save the authority millions of dollars. He argues that the plan was designed to modernize and depolitize the authority, placing it on a sustainable path. Listen to what Marvin had to say.
She boasted that this was the ripping of the transformation plan was going to save WASA
$30 million. And quietly, they engage in spurious employment practices, quietly, that is now costing you, the taxpayers of this country, $60 to $70 million.
Caller, good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yes, sir, concerning that call about our vehicle there, right? Let me tell you something, right? To me, that sounding like he attorney representing me properly, you know?
Correct.
Because he's supposed to explain himself and tell them it's 5 times that's how he went and fix the same problem, you know? You know what I mean now? All these people have problems and it's the 5th time he went and tried to sort it out and they can't fix the problem now. And then the magistrate make a proper decision on that because to me it sounded like it's the first time he went and you know what I mean now? It's not something too right now.
I understand what you're saying.
But let me tell you what I would have done. I would have weighed my options by side. And depending on how much down payment I have on a vehicle, I would have stopped paying that loan and the bank come and take that vehicle and done with that. Cut my losses and done with that. That's just me, eh? I would have done that.
Yeah, but there's a big loss in a call at $220,000 and you're paying loan.
Yeah, but remember, it's only a down payment. If you make any down payment on the vehicle and now you get vehicle with no down payment and thing, you know. So you gotta know how much money you invest in the vehicle and if you can cut your losses, you cut your losses and done right here. And done with our company.
Yeah, but
I find that nonsense. Someone to change my vehicle.
What about collateral and stuff like that?
Well, you had a way options. You had a certain way options and see what making more sense to you because you can't be paying a loan for a vehicle you ain't driving in a partner. That ain't making no sense to me.
Correct. At the end of the day, the company make the money.
You understand what I'm telling you? And before I go side, say the CSM when I want to tell you congratulations, boy. But here they say, somebody from inside the industry tell me last week Tuesday she was going to win that way. So, I just want to say congratulations. Anyway, side.
I didn't hear you.
No, I say to the CSM winner now. I want to tell you congratulations, but somebody from inside the industry tell me since last week Tuesday that she was winning the competition. So, you know how it is going on. Everything are rocketing it. I tell you that since last week. Once you know the right people, you can do it wherever you want. Anyhow, man, you enjoy your night.
Hey, I'm not getting in trouble, you know. So Trinidad and Tobago, Gonzalez says the PNM restructuring plan sought to break the cycle, but warns that the country is now instead moving backward instead of forward. Listen to Marvin one more time.
Ask the Minister of Public Utilities, provide the reasons for the firing of executives inside of the Water and Sewage Authority. The Minister of Public Utilities invoked Standing Orders 27(1)G, not to respond to the question in the public interest. This is governance by C.
So now, viewers, we're staying on Marvin, but we're shifting from WASA to national security. Or national security, Gonzalez also described a recent police shooting that left Joshua Samaru dead and a woman hospitalized as textbook example of how security matters should not be handled. Listen to what he had to say.
And the video footage that went out in the public where members of the public, all of us, saw someone surrendering, appearing to surrender. And the minister telling us, don't believe that because something else happened before. But we can't tell you. But don't believe what you are seeing, but believe that we know much better. But we can't tell you because it's going to impact evidence. This is nothing but mischief. And for a Minister of Homeland Security to conduct himself in that manner, and for the management of the police service to conduct themselves in that manner, I must say, it is very unfortunate.
No, Trinidad and Tobago, like I said before, we didn't know what happened before, but we saw what happened present. We saw the actual shooting. That is what we saw. So we didn't know if they shoot before. We didn't know if they had gun. We didn't know why they was running. All we saw in the footage is that cat in a corner, went off the road, Police jump out, start shooting. 2 hands in the air, and they start shooting. And that is it. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago will deal with these things another time. It is time for me to say good night, viewers. It was a pleasure being here. Remember, another night, another show. Until then, be safe.